Good morning. Welcome to UNB and to a really fantastic announcement. And I don't get to announce it, so I just get to, so I'm going to be quiet, but I want to welcome you all here. It's a pleasure to be here, to be able to be part of this really exciting topic. It's really exciting for the city of Fredericton, it's exciting for UNB, and it's a project that's really near and dear to my heart. So I am really happy to be standing here as a proud UNB alumni. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm an engineer, and I spent a lot of time on this campus down at the bottom of the hill, and eventually came out with my degree. We have a number of speakers here today to talk about this exciting project. We have the Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, Federal Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, Infrastructure and Communities. We have the Honorable Jenica Atwin, Member of Parliament for Fredericton, and my partner in crime with a lot of announcements. We already did one at 9 o'clock this morning, so we're back at it again at 11 o'clock. Our Premier is here, the Honorable Blaine Higgs, Minister Ted Fleming, Minister of Justice and the Attorney General, and a really good friend, Dr. Paul Mazerolle, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of New Brunswick, Mike Marin, UNB's Dean of Law, and we're also joined by the Mayor, Kate Rogers. She's the Mayor of City of Fredericton. And then I have a couple of my other provincial colleagues here. I have Minister Richard Ames, who's the newly appointed Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, which is a fantastic file. And also Minister Mary Wilson, who is now Service New Brunswick Minister. I was happy to keep the seat warm for you, Mary. And I also welcome the UNB alumni, faculty, board, the law faculty, and students, deans, donors, municipal, and community partners. Now let's get going on this announcement we've been waiting for. Our first speaker this morning is the Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, Federal Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, Infrastructure, and Communities.
Jill, thank you very, very much. I'm obviously very happy to be here with you in Fredericton, and thank you for hosting this event. Monsieur le Juge en Chef, Chief Justice Richard, Justice Green, members of the judiciary who have joined us this morning, a privilege to see you. The jokes make themselves. We're looking for a new special rapporteur, Chief Justice Richard. Maybe you're available. Maybe you're available in the coming weeks. I made the joke privately a few minutes ago, but I thought since I could see you, I could make it in front of you. Chancellor McLaughlin, Wade, thank you for accepting the significant post or function as Chancellor of this great university. Your commitment to public service across the country is renowned, and one of the low points of your academic career, Chancellor McLaughlin, was when you signed my law degree here 31 years ago as the Dean of Law. I'll make the joke, because Wade did before. I was on the Dean's list when I graduated, and that's not something you should be proud of, because he told me he saw me more when he was Premier of Prince Edward Island and I was a federal minister than he did the 3 years I was at law school. But I have phenomenal memories of my time on the UNB campus as a student at the Faculty of Law. 31 years ago, I graduated from this great university and this faculty. And all joking aside, Wade, you were the Dean of Law, somebody who was well-liked and well-respected by the students, and you continued to serve the country and the province of Prince Edward Island in a remarkable way. And it's wonderful that you're back in the role as Chancellor of the university, so it's a privilege for me to be here with you. My colleague, Jenica Atwin, who's been a big fan of this project and investments in the university and the city of Fredericton. Jenica and I have talked about this day for a long time over the past year, and Jenica, I'm thrilled to be here with you today. Premier Higgs, Minister Green, Minister Fleming, and your other colleagues, my new counterpart as Minister of Infrastructure, whom I haven't had the chance to work with, but I look forward to working with you as well. Premier Higgs, we're here today because of the commitment your government made to this project, obviously, and to the University of New Brunswick, and it's a privilege for me to be here with you this morning. And as well, Dr. Mazerolle, the discussions we had with Dean Marin and others many, many months ago. It was a year ago that I had the chance to meet Dean Marin, who is a phenomenal leader of this faculty, with my friend Earl Brewer, who joins us at the back of the room today. We had lunch in Fredericton last summer, and the Dean and Earl and others talked about the potential of this project, and their enthusiasm was infectious. We then had a meeting with Earl and a number of others, and Minister Green and the Mayor some weeks thereafter. And the work that took place over the last number of months has brought us to this important moment on the UNB campus this morning. And I'm just very grateful to be part of this exercise. L'objectif de notre gouvernement demeure, comme toujours, de bâtir un avenir meilleur, un Canada plus prospère, plus résilient et plus durable pour tous. C'est pourquoi notre gouvernement continue d'investir dans l'infrastructure qui améliore la vie des Canadiens. Infrastructure investments are key to powering communities. Not only are they important to the well-being of Canadians, they also are important to our economy. They create good jobs. They support communities big and small across the country, and they obviously help in our collective fight against climate change. So that's why today I am very happy to announce that the Government of Canada is investing $24.9 million to rehabilitate Fredericton's Justice Building to become the new downtown home of UNB's Faculty of Law. Je vais le répéter en français parce que ça mérite bien d'être répété. Cet investissement du gouvernement fédéral de 24,9 millions de dollars permettra de rénover l'ancien palais de justice de Fredericton. Il comprendra des rénovations visant à améliorer la durabilité environnementale du bâtiment, évidemment l'accessibilité et les espaces publics et académiques. The renewal of the building will preserve the history of the building while providing a more modern and energy-efficient space for students, faculty, staff, and the public. And that is a significant part of today's announcement, and that was the basis of the initial conversation I had some 11 months ago with the Dean and Earl and others. This can and should be a very public, accessible space for the community of Fredericton, for the legal community, for the Department of Justice officials, for jurists, for judges. This can be a downtown economic and social driver for the city of Fredericton and the province of New Brunswick, and that's why I'm so excited that the Government of Canada can be a part of this success. This investment will support upgrades to the building's ventilation and communication systems, accessibility features, obviously lighting, and other essential elements to make this a modern workspace. And it will deal with, Chief Justice, it will deal with the flooding and the climate change. The Court of Appeals, lucky, they're on the top floor. It's the provincial court that flooded. So the idea that at the capital city of our province, we have to close the courthouse to be able to hear cases that are already difficult enough to schedule because of the inability to properly adapt that historic facility to the realities of climate change adaptation and mitigation. Obviously, this project will answer those exact challenges. And with any luck, Dean, your new law school won't flood like the Chief Justice's courthouse. Tous les Néo-Brunswickois et tous les Canadiens bénéficieront du travail accompli ici à Fredericton. Non seulement le nouvel établissement permettra d'accéder à un enseignement de grande qualité, comme a toujours été le cas à l'Université du Nouveau-Brunswick, mais il témoigne de notre engagement à investir collectivement dans un avenir durable et offrira aux futurs étudiants l'occasion d'enrichir le volet académique à leur passage à l'Université du Nouveau-Brunswick grâce à des occasions de rapprochement avec la communauté. So this is very much about bringing the law faculty closer to the community closer to the law students, the faculty, the researchers that will be doing work. I think the dean or others, when they talk about the atrium space, for example, that's part of the plans, this is very much, we think, an economic and social driver for this capital city in Canada's greatest province, and it also brings a great law faculty and a great university much closer to the community that it has served so well for so many decades. So that's why I'm happy to be here. The Government of Canada is happy to be a partner. It would not have been possible, and they're going to speak in a moment, but I'll say it before I conclude, it would not have been possible without the generous partnership of the Government of New Brunswick, led by Premier Higgs, and also obviously the contribution of the University of New Brunswick. Its president has been a phenomenal supporter of this project, but I think many other generous philanthropists will be asked over the coming months to contribute. And I know that the positive energy and the vision that Earl and the Dean and others outlined some months ago will, I hope, attract the kind of support that will be necessary to make this great project something that I think will change the face of downtown Fredericton and the university for decades. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister LeBlanc. And now you can see why it was really hard to keep this one under wraps, because it's a huge deal. Premier Higgs, would you come and please speak about the project?
Bonjour tout le monde. It is exciting to be here, and I too am a UNB alumni, another engineer, a few years earlier than some here. So yeah, going back now, I guess it would be about 45 years, which is kind of hard to imagine. But I've certainly always been proud of where my roots came from, not only in this province, but in this university. And I know that we have, we always have issues that we discuss, but you made a statement there, Minister LeBlanc, in terms of our great province, the greatest province in the country. And we have no debate on that. Our greatest province in the country is right here in New Brunswick. And we're excited to be moving another project forward. So it's a great day for UNB and the city of Fredericton, and in fact, the entire province. And I'm pleased to share it with all of you, and certainly share it with my colleagues provincially, federally, and municipally. So it's an opportunity that we get to share the vision of creating better facilities, better capabilities right here in New Brunswick. And when I think about the collaborative effort that's required, there's always times when you get down to business and you think about, okay, what's the right thing for our province? And I'm pleased to say that despite all of the, the different debates we have, we find that moment and we find that opportunity to move the bar forward. And this is what this is, and one that has been underway for quite some time. And everyone wants to kind of be a part of it and play a role in it because it is exciting. C'est un effort de collaboration qui est en cours depuis un certain temps déjà. Minister Green was Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure when the discussions to renew the Justice Building and turn it into a home of the Faculty of Law were at their height. Also, the Justice Minister and Attorney General Ted Fleming also championed this together. And I learned tonight they were kind of in collaboration, to set me up. But that wouldn't be the first time I've been set up, so I'm getting kind of used to it. So it's just part of the program. But this is a great news story, and certainly the renewal of the Justice Building is a win-win for everyone. We found a new purpose for one of the province's most historic buildings, while giving UNB an incredible space for educating the next generation of New Brunswick leaders. And I think there's such an opportunity for education to take part right downtown. People see and feel it every day, the students and the traveling. It sets a whole different vibration. And yes, you'll get to monitor the floodplain firsthand, as the minister mentioned. Nous avons trouvé une nouvelle vocation pour un des édifices les plus historiques de la province, tout en donnant à l'Université de New Brunswick une passe incroyable pour former la prochaine génération de leaders de New Brunswick. With a downtown location, the Faculty of Law will also be able to provide important services to the public, including the UNB Legal Clinic, which offers free legal representation. I'm pleased to announce that our government will be investing, along with the federal government and others as it goes forward, $20 million towards this project. By partnering with the federal government and investing in the Canada program, the province has been able to make similar investments in educational infrastructure throughout the province, including the upgrades at the NBCC campus in St. John, a new Health and Social Innovation Center currently under construction at UNB in St. John retrofits to Mount Allison University, Ralph Pickard Bell Library and Archives in Sackville. There are significant investments that will have a positive impact on current and future generations of New Brunswickers. Ce sont des investissements importants qui auront un impact positif sur les gens de New Brunswick d'aujourd'hui et de demain. It's estimated that up to 350 new law students will be enrolled in the Faculty of Law over the next 5 years. And of course, we all know we need more lawyers. We need more engineers too, all right? I want to thank the federal government for its support for this project. I want to, along with everyone else, it's now becoming a reality, no longer a rumor, and it's happened because of great cooperation between everyone in this room and all of my colleagues. So thank you very much, Mr. DeLaw and others.
Thank you very much, Premier. This is just wonderful. MP Atwin, would you please come and speak as well?
Well, thanks so much. And because you asked so nicely, I think I'll add a couple words to this. This is so exciting. I've been kind of holding this in as long as I can. So it's so nice to be with everyone this morning. Bonjour tout le monde. C'est un plaisir d'être ici avec vous tous. I would like to begin by acknowledging we are in the unceded, unsurrendered Willistock-Galliag territory where we operate under the Peace and Friendship Treaties. Aujourd'hui, nous investissons dans l'avenir de Fredericton, un avenir durable et prospère. Investments in green infrastructure bring tangible benefits to communities by helping to create good jobs and cleaner air. The renewal of Fredericton's iconic Justice Building will help reduce the building's yearly emissions by approximately 30%. Cet investissement permettra non seulement de réhabiliter un bâtiment historique, mais aussi de fournir des services essentiels à la communauté et de promouvoir le développement économique. UNB students will benefit from the modernized educational facilities that will support their training and set them up for success as they complete their studies, get ready for professional endeavors in the field of law, and contribute to the well-being of their community. And it's been amazing to have a sneak peek of what it might look like one day, and it's just fabulous. It'll be an amazing addition to our downtown core. Ce type d'investissement favorise la prospérité de nos communautés et en fait des lieux de la vie plus dynamiques. By working together, we will make bigger strides toward our common goal of a greener, more inclusive Canada. You know, and just from a personal note, this will truly be transformational in our community. It will reinvigorate our downtown while enhancing one of its most recognizable buildings. I'm thinking of the students who will get to experience learning and working in such an iconic space where decisions that had a long-lasting impact on our society were delivered by the Court of Appeal. We also know that access to legal services has become a real issue over the last decades, and having this institution right at the center of our community will offer pro bono services to people who need them the most, and will be providing an opportunity for students to truly learn while doing. I'm also thinking about the significant meaning of having this building right beside the Willistock River. I hope it will be a constant reminder to all students, professors, lawyers, and members of the community that learning is a lifelong journey, that human rights should never be taken for granted, and that we all have a role to play in defending them, including Indigenous, environmental, and linguistic rights. Finally, I also want to recognize that it's Pride season, so to every member of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community, I see you, I hear you, and you matter. Thank you very much. Wuliwin.
Thank you very much, Jenica. And now I'd like to ask Minister Ted Fleming to come up and speak. He's the Minister of Justice for the province and the Attorney General. And I'm not sure what he's going to say, so I can't wait to hear what his speech is going to be.
I was asked to speak at 10 after 9, so there's my notes, so you'll have to bear with me. This is, again, a great project, and I welcome everyone here, Chief Justice and members of the judiciary, Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, an alumni of mine here, as well as we're alumni of the same law firm. Now, I don't know what happened to us, but I mean, when they mixed all that together, you know, this is what they got. And Premier Higgs, my colleague, Dean Marin, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm very happy to be here. I was sitting up in the balcony of the legislature during COVID, and all the seats had been separated, and so everyone was up in the legislature. So I went up to sort of have a maybe have a snooze or something. But anyway, I got up there, and Jill Green, my good friend, who I admire greatly and is a tremendous asset to the government, she comes up and prods me, and he said, look, great job in the Justice Building, but what are we going to do with the old building there? Which she was thinking the new Justice Building. And so she suggested the possibility that she had heard that it would be a law school and that I should help her in that endeavor. When I said to her what I said to President Mazerol, I said, this is a little bit of a stretch for me. I mean, our beloved premier, I just got $65 million out of him for a justice building, and part of doing it was telling him that the existing building is a piece of junk and should be condemned, and now and now I'm supposed to go tell him it should be the new law school. So I said, am I a junk dealer or what? But anyway, so we decided, a lot of good people saw the vision. They saw the vision of it immediately. I won't repeat the fine words of the previous speakers and what it means to the community. And as I said to Jill, we'll get money out of the premier, and getting money out of the premier isn't all that hard, contrary to what people think. He doesn't like to waste money. He likes value for his money. He likes measurable results for his money. And I felt this could be shown. It could be established. Dr. Mazerol had a couple of meetings with the premiers. He got it immediately. Everybody got it. Everybody sees the rightness and the goodness of this project and what a great thing it will be. My history with UNB goes back a long time. The first chancellor I ever met was Lord Beaverbrook. I have a picture of me sitting on his knee in my grandfather's house. Now, Wade, don't worry. I was a lot smaller, okay? It's okay. I'm not going to do that. The first president that I ever met was the Honorable Milton Gregg, an outstanding war hero, diplomat, politician, member of parliament, and cabinet minister. He was the first president I met. First dean I met was George McAllister. And when Dean McAllister was at UNB, UNB was really an outstanding reputation nationally as a high quality professors that are still here. And it had achieved a status well above its weight. UNB was regarded as one of the primary and premier law schools in the country. I remember back in '78, we would have law firms recruiting from across the country. And that's the reputation it had. So I look at University of New Brunswick over those years, and my first exposure was with Lord Beaverbrook and with Milton Gregg and with George McAllister, and I see three individuals today who are following in that vein of vision, dedication, commitment to UNB. I see it. I know Wade. Wade and my brother were classmates. We have great mutual friends, as you know, and we've got some good memories. And Dr. Mazerol has done nothing but impress me from the time I first met him, and we have worked on various files together, and my regard for him goes up. And Dean Marin, we all know the university has had its challenges. The law school has had its challenges, but under you, those days are over. UNB Law School will regain its rightful place as one of the top law schools in this country, because I have confidence that Dean Marin has the vision to do that. So these three people who are behind UNB all have our support. I have great history and background with the university. I went there, my son went there, my father was a professor on on the Board of Governors for a long time, and my grandfather's relationship to UNB when he was in public office is well known as well. So 4 generations of UNB bring me here today, and I must say it is one of the proudest moments I have of ever being associated with this university and this law school. Thank you.
Well, I guess I didn't have to be worried about what you're going to say. That was perfect, Minister Fleming. I would like to invite Dr. Mazerol, he's the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of New Brunswick, to come up and speak about the project and how excited he is about it.
Wow, what a turnout, and what a great collection of leaders and supporters. It's my privilege to be here. Thank you, Mr. Green, for introducing me. Welcome to UNB. Welcome to this important occasion, this monumental day. I want to welcome all our distinguished guests. I don't need to go through the list again, but obviously Minister LeBlanc, Premier Higgs, Minister Fleming, all the new ministers, Wilson and Ames, obviously our mayor, Jenica, Jill. Look, this is a terrific amount of supporters in this room, and may I say, they're all UNB grads in terms of everyone who spoke on this podium, which really speaks volumes. I also want to acknowledge members of UNB community who are here, our staff and our students and our faculty from law. I want to acknowledge our Board of Governors who are here. I think our chair, Robin Tingley, is here. Thank you. Our deputy chair, soon-to-be chair, Tom Gribbins, and of course our incoming chancellor who starts next week, Wade McLaughlin. So this is a terrific collection of individuals who are supporting this project, and I couldn't be more delighted to be here. So I do want to begin by thanking our government partners for this extraordinary commitment, their extraordinary trust in us as a university, a community to help deliver for the community, but in this project. Our university thrives when we take the university to the community, and the support of the community is instrumental. So it's not every day that a university has the opportunity to go to the community. So a key part of our operations in this project are actually going to the community. So that will be to operate, to engage, to serve, and to really have a more direct connection with the community. I've already mentioned the amount of people who are supporting this project with the connection to UNB, and I think Minister Fleming connected it well across 4 generations. But whether you're a sociologist or an engineer or from someone from law or teacher education, we've all had the chance to benefit from this UNB education and develop the critical skills required to serve in the privileged roles that we serve, whether it's in politics or in university leadership. Roles that serve the province that we all love, and roles that help improve the lives of all New Brunswickers. At UNB, we like to refer to ourselves as a university not of New Brunswick, but for New Brunswick. So your confidence in us and your financial commitment to UNB Law will help us create positive change for people here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and beyond. At our university, we are indeed laser focused and dedicated to our mission to advance what we call the public good for New Brunswick. We work to support economic growth, social development, and we want to serve as a trusted voice in the major discussions and debates across our communities. But ultimately, we work to deliver what I call a social dividend to the community, to return real value based on the public investments that we receive from our government and our stakeholders and our supporters. So we are committed to growth, as you might have seen if you saw our strategic vision. We have ambitious goals for growth, for growing our university, but indeed growing our law school and our law faculty. So growing our university and working to advance the impact of the activities of the university surely deliver more value for students, for employers in the community, and ultimately New Brunswick and the region. So in the opportunity to reestablish UNB Law as among the top law schools in Canada is one of our fundamental priorities of an institution, and I'm very confident that with this investment from our government partners today will help us do just that. The UNB Faculty of Law has a rich history, as you all know. As you can see on the screen, the law schools had been housed in different places over the last 130 years, and as we prepare for the next 130 years, we will create a new, innovative, sustainable, and welcoming space. Can I see the next slide, slide 2? This is the future home. This is what it's looking like. Thanks to the extraordinary support of our government departments, partners, we are very proud to be recipients of the largest ever public investment in a Canadian law school. The largest ever. This investment will allow UNB Law's long history to continue in the heart of downtown Fredericton in the Provincial Justice Building. Can I see the next slide, please? The revitalized building will house classrooms, courtrooms, and reading rooms that will be capable of meeting the needs of the future generations of legal experts that will be produced through our law school. In this historic and revitalized space, UNB Law will have the ability to attract more students, offer more programs, and have an even greater impact on our community. UNB Law faculty and students will bring tremendous energy, expertise, and further engagement with the community and the legal profession through this opportunity. Indeed, they will contribute in a material way to the lifeblood of the downtown Fredericton core, not just in terms of the fact that they're engaging on legal issues, but the fact that they're there and they're engaging with the community more generally. Our law students and our faculty are already supporting the community through the UNB Legal Clinic, which improves access to justice by providing free legal services to individuals who cannot afford representation and whose needs are not covered by legal aid. But having the opportunity for the permanent home for the UNB Law Clinic in downtown Fredericton will make it even more accessible to that segment of the population who needs support. But ultimately, the opportunity to create a new downtown home for UNB Law in the Provincial Justice Building will ensure the building's legacy of education and the administrative justice, that this will continue into the future for many, many more years to come. So this is really an extraordinary milestone in our history at UNB. Let me say we could not be more delighted by this opportunity that started a year ago and really moved at record pace over 12 months to get to this occasion today. So we obviously look forward to the future and the impact this will have on our city. And let me just say, before I close, a lot of people made this come to a reality, and a lot of you in the room, and I didn't have a chance to name everybody, but we've got Earl Brewer and Sandy Brewer here, and we've got Jacques Penet, we've got all of other people, members from MCOA, Francis McGuire. These projects are significant, but they don't only get across the line because people of goodwill and vision share in the vision, and they want to support something that's going to be extraordinary for here. So thank you all. Thank you for this day and this announcement, and let's keep moving.
Thank you very much, Dr. Masral. I'd now like to ask the Dean of UNB Law, Mike Marin, to come up to the podium and talk about the project. Minister Fleming built him up a little bit, but I can tell you, I gave him a call after Minister Fleming and I talked to see if he'd have any interest. And before I even got anything out, he told me his vision for the law school for UNB, and he got me on board. So, and I said, I have a deal for you. And so.
Good morning, Premier, Minister LeBlanc, Mayor Rogers, elected officials, members of the Judiciary and Bar, colleagues and friends. It's my great honor to say a few words on behalf of our faculty on this historic day. As some of you know, a theme we've been emphasizing recently is leadership. That UNB Law is where leaders are made. This statement reflects the fact that our faculty has produced generations of graduates who've made major contributions to Canadian society. Depuis plus de 130 ans, notre faculté de droit a défié toutes les attentes. Cet accord historique et la façon dont il a vu le jour symbolisent cet héritage de leadership et nos aspirations pour notre prochain chapitre. Sa réalisation est attribuable à des dizaines de leaders extraordinaires qui se sont réunis pour poursuivre un objectif qui les dépassait, un projet qui servira l'intérêt public pour les générations à venir. Now, when most lawyers and judges think about the Justice Building, they see a problem, maybe a lot of problems. It certainly has seen better days, and it wasn't suited for a courthouse any longer. But the leaders who made this project happen saw an opportunity. With creativity and optimism, they spent 14 months working together, bridging professional, partisan, and jurisdictional divides in pursuit of a common dream. And the result, as Dr. Mazaral said, is the largest public investment ever in a Canadian law school. This was a team effort. The people that we've heard from have been instrumental, but there were many others as well, and you know who you are. You inspire everyone who is associated with UNB Law. Our new home will be a place where students and faculty apply themselves to solve problems facing people and society as a whole. It will be the permanent site of the UNB Legal Clinic, which opened last September and which has already served over 100 clients in Fredericton and across the province. It will have a legal observatory, a facility where administrative proceedings will take place, enhancing access to justice for the people of Fredericton and New Brunswick, and giving students and professors a front row seat to the administration of justice. The Justice Building will also be home to multiple new research centers and chairs that will tackle major legal and policy challenges. With the additional space afforded by the Justice Building, we'll also establish new programs that will make legal education more available to more people. Through our Master of Studies in Law, non-lawyers will be able to pursue a course of study related to their work and develop problem-solving and analytical skills that are relevant to every field. The Gérard Laforêt Law Library, the largest of its kind in the province, will become a resource for the legal community and the general public. In doing all of this, our students and professors will be interacting every day with the ordinary people they serve, enabling all kinds of informal learning that's just as important as anything taught in a classroom. On behalf of the Faculty of Law, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the Government of Canada and the Government of New Brunswick for their historic investments in our institution. We recognize the trust that you're putting in us, and we won't let you down. Thank you as well to the City of Fredericton for embracing this project and for your support. And thank you to UNB and President Mazaral in particular for sharing this vision for UNB Law and driving it forward. UNB Law's new home will produce generations of leaders just like the ones who helped build it. They will see opportunity where others see problems. They will see beyond themselves and be driven to serve their clients and the public interest. They will be creative, open-minded, and resilient. They will defy expectations, and they will realize the impossible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean Marin. This concludes the formal part of our announcement, and I want to thank everybody for coming here and sharing this exciting news with us, with UNB, the City of Fredericton, and the province. We're going to take a few moments for a photo, and then our speakers will be available to the media to answer questions. And we hope that everybody will join us outside for a few refreshments and a nice chat and a little celebration for what has happened today. Thank you.